Broadcasting live from the Meridics via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network, and tonight is the night when things start getting real, because tonight is the night where we start knocking teams out of the postseason. The first two elimination games in the Predators Cup are tonight, and we are featuring maybe the biggest losers bracket game in GNASH history, because a top four seed will fall when all is said and done. 4-seed Hendersonville-Beech-Lawson, who came into this Predators Cup on a 9-game unbeaten streak, taking on 1-seed Ravenwood, the GNASH Cup regular season champions, whom I have just been informed will be without their leading scorer, Keaton Moffitt. He was injured last week. Not sure when it occurred. I guess he was injured at some point during the game against Station Camp. He did not play for his travel team this weekend, and he did not play for his travel team today. Why are we playing travel hockey on a non-holiday Monday? We had this back in November when Nolensville had to play a game without Bingston Soundara and Henry Cravens. Why are we playing travel hockey on a non-holiday Monday? Whatever. Okay, so yeah, that's the big story. No Keaton Moffitt for Ravenwood tonight in a do-or-die game. Let's go over the scores from last week. We got to start with Monday, the final night of the regular season. Last Monday, Ensworth-Lipscomb CPA defeated JP2MLK GCS 5-1. Montgomery Bell defeated Independent Centennial 9-2. Brentwood BAUSN beat the Rutherford Rampage 5-4. Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian beat Franklin 6-3 to clinch the final Predators Cup berth. Page Summit beat the Tennessee Outlaws 8-0. And now, for the final time this season, let's go over the final 2025-2026 GNASH regular season standings. Ravenwood finishing first with 11-3-1, winning the GNASH Cup. Montgomery Bell, Page Summit, Hendersonville-Beech-Lawson all finishing 10-3-2. Again, they were ordered by goal difference. NBA first, Page second, Hendersonville third. Franklin finished fifth at 9-4-2. Ensworth-Lipscomb CPA and Nolensville both finished with 19 points, but Ensworth had more wins, 9-5-1. Nolensville finished with a record of 8-4-3. Station Camp Liberty Creek, Nashville Christian, and Father Ryan both finished 9-6-0, but again, Station Camp beat Father Ryan, so they were put ahead of the Fighting Irish on head-to-head. Independent Centennial finished in 10th at 5-8-2. The Tennessee Outlaws and JP2MLK GCS both finished 4-9-2, but the Outlaws beat JP2, so they were put ahead of the Knights on head-to-head. Mount Juliet, Wilson Central Lebanon, and Brentwood BAUSN both finished with 8 points, but Mount Juliet finished with a record of 4-11-0, while Brentwood finished with a record of 3-10-2. So Mount Juliet getting 13th place on more wins, Brentwood finishing 14th. The Clarksville Kings finished the regular season 3-12-0, and the Rutherford Rampage finished in dead last at 1-13-1. All right, now let's go over the scores from the playoff scores from last week, the playoff finals from last week. Playoffs started last Tuesday with a 4-5 game in the Predators Cup, and it was the 5-seed Franklin knocking off the 4-seed Hendersonville-Beech-Lawson 5-4, so a reverse of their seeds. Then last Wednesday, we finished off the first round of the Predators Cup. 8-seed Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian defeating 1-seed Ravenwood 7-4. Page Summit, the 3-seed, defeated 6-seed Ensworth-Lipscomb CPA 3-1. And it was the 7-seed Nolensville, thanks to a terrific goaltending performance from who else? Bingston Soundara, beating 2-seed Montgomery Bell 2-1. And then on Thursday, the Hein Cup got started with a 1-8 showdown. Father Ryan only beating the Rutherford Rampage 4-1. Callan Fiesel, terrific in goal for the Rampage, kept them in it for a bit before the game ended up getting away from them in the third period. And going on right now, we've got two more first-round Hein Cup games. We're finishing off the first round of the Hein Cup tonight. Over on Rink B in the 2-7 game, 2-seed Independent Centennial stomping all over 7-seed Clarksville Kings 7-2. Remember, Clarksville beat Indy back on October 29th. It was Clarksville's third and to date final win of the season. They finished the regular season on a 10-game losing streak. Looks like it's about to extend to 11. And the game sheet down in Bellevue in the Terry Crisp-Rink, we got the 3 versus 6 game, 3-seed Outlaws versus 6-seed Brentwood BAUSN. No updates from that game. The game sheet says it's live, but nothing has been updated. And I have texted Tom Spachalski, the Outlaws rep, and asked him what's going on. And he's not gotten back to me. So don't know what's going on down in Bellevue with the Outlaws Brentwood game. So here is the rest of tonight's schedule. Coming up in a few minutes here on Rink A at Centennial, the first Preds Cup elimination game. Again, I still can't believe I'm saying this. 4-seed Hendersonville-Beech-Lawson against 1-seed Ravenwood. And 8:15 over on Rink B, the final game in the first round of the Hein Cup, 4 versus 5. 5-seed Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon taking on 4-seed JP2MLK GCS. And then down on the Terry Crisp-Rink in Bellevue at 8:15. The second game in the first round of the losers bracket for the Preds Cup, 6-seed Ensworth-Lipscomb CPA taking on 2-seed Montgomery Bell. So 2 of the top 4 seeds could be knocked out tonight. One of them is definitely going to be knocked out with Hendersonville taking on Ravenwood. Then 6-seed Ensworth trying to knock out 2-seed MBA. So we're going to have 1 top 4 seed knocked out. We could have 2 when the night is said and done. All right, let's talk about the 2 teams playing our featured game this evening. First up, Hendersonville-Beech-Lawson, coached by Seth Lake. Lost their Preds Cup opener last Tuesday night, 5-4 to Franklin in regulation. I should note, Michael Mannion scored with just over 3.5 minutes to go. So here are their playoff stats coming into tonight. Did they ever correct? Okay, they did correct, yeah. No, they did not correct. I'm pretty sure they said Caleb Carlance with no goals and 1 assist. I'm pretty sure Caleb Carlance scored that first goal. I'm pretty sure he did. Hold on, I got to go back. I got to go back to the newsletter from last Wednesday. Because I'm pretty sure, I know Matthew Almeida scored. I know Caden Sisco scored. Who do I need to? I think I need to take a goal from Landon Croft. I don't think Landon Croft scored. I'm going to have my memory jogged here. Merrick Mott did score, yes. Yes, Croft scored. Okay, so everybody's right. Okay, so Caden Sisco did not have a goal. So Matthew Almeida, Landon Croft each have 2 points from a goal and an assist. Caden Sisco has 2 points from assists. Caleb Carlance with 2 points from a goal and an assist, and Merrick Mott has a point from a goal. And on to goalie play, Griffin Rumbaugh played in that game. So his playoff record, 0-1-0. He played the full 42 minutes. They never pulled him, which I thought was kind of weird that Seth Lake didn't pull him at any point. He allowed 5 goals and 26 shots, turned away the other 21. Rumbaugh's save percentage in the playoffs so at the moment is .808, and his goals against average is 5 even. Let's move on to Ravenwood, coached by James Gately. Again, lost their Preds Cup opener last Wednesday night to Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian. Lost 7-4. First time a GNASH Cup winner has ever lost their Preds Cup opener since the GNASH Cup became the regular season champions prize in the 2010-11 season. If they get knocked out tonight, it's the earliest ever exit for a GNASH Cup winner. Although it wouldn't be the first time that the 1 seed went 2 and out in the double elimination format. Summit Page did that 2 seasons ago. But the regular season format was different. They did not win the GNASH Cup because they couldn't. They were ineligible to win it because they started off the regular season down in Tier 2 and moved up to Tier 1 at the halfway point of the season. Anyway, Keaton Moffitt, again, out tonight with an injury that he picked up last week. He is Ravenwood's leading scorer in the postseason so far with 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Jake Farrell has 2 points from a goal and an assist. Grady Fernand and Oliver Lutz each with a point from a goal, and Cooper Friedman and Luke Pierce each with a point from an assist. And on to goalie play. Both goalies got play last week. Reese McKenzie started the game, and since she was in goal when Station Camp scored the winner, her record in the postseason is 0-1-0. She played 32 minutes, allowed 6 goals on 27 shots, turned away the other 21. Her save percentage in the postseason so far is .778, and her goals against average is .788. Colin Gower replaced her after Station Camp went up 6-4. He played the final. He played 7 minutes. Then they pulled him for the remainder of the game. That last goal that Station Camp scored, that Toby Mahaffey goal, was an empty netter, so it doesn't count against Gower. He turned away the 2 shots that he faced, so his save percentage in the postseason so far is 1,000. But, yeah, was absolutely not Caden Sisco who scored that first goal. It was Caleb Carlance. And now Hendersonville can't get that corrected because it's been more than 3 days since the game took place. You can only get it fixed within 3 days after the game takes place. Warm-up clock down to 0. I wonder, since today was a travel play day, I wonder if the Haas brothers, the Haas twins, Brock and CJ, are playing for, or were playing for Clarksville this evening. They're all getting ready to go. Well, Aiden Haas has scored both of Clarksville's goals, so the older brother is there, but are his twin brothers there? Let's look at lineups. Yeah, Brock and CJ are in the lineup, according to the game sheet. So Clarksville do have a full lineup. They're just getting rocked right now, which, not surprising. Not surprising. All right, ready to go with the start of this one. Colin Gower going to start in goal for Ravenwood. Griffin Rumbaugh going to start in goal for Hendersonville for this first period. Ravenwood will carry the puck from my left to right. Hendersonville from my right to left. The top 4 seeds going home, and we're underway. Puck in the Ravenwood zone. Sent to the inboards. Now sent back up the near side by Cannon Kaiser, held into the left point. Matthew Almeida with a shot through traffic, misses the net to the left of Gower. Puck put out in front. Pinball's off his skate, comes to Almeida, and he fires it into the roof of the net from the top of the slot. Hendersonville apply pressure immediately, and it takes them 20 seconds to get the first. 1-0 Commandos with 13:40 to go in the first. Puck in the Ravenwood zone off the draw. Drifting past the net to Gower's right. Luke Pierce picks it up, sends it up the far side. Here's Grady Fernand through center, into the Hendersonville zone on the left wing side. Stop, starts to drop it up to the blue line. Almost stolen by Caleb Carlance, kept alive by Luke Pierce. But now Hendersonville bring it to center. Caden Sisco, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone, in the right circle, a shot! Wow! Sisco with a shot! Then I don't know if it went through the legs of Gower, if he drifted too far to his left and ended up in the back of the net. No matter. It's 2-0 Hendersonville with 13:15 to go in the first. They've scored 2 goals in the first 45 seconds of the game. Oh, my word. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone. Slapped around the wall to the near side. Stays in the zone after it hit the stick of Aryan Patnaik. It's on the far boards. Merrick Mott with a shot off the right leg pad of Gower. Puck cleared out. Now it's in the Hendersonville zone on the near side. Aryan Patnaik tried to shoot. It's blocked. Puck slides across the front of the net. It's on the far side, picked up by the Commandos. Passed out to center, misses the stick of Nicholas Hoffman. Back in the Ravenwood zone, quickly cleared out, but then poked right back in by Mott. And then sent back out up the near side by Anthony Maltese, then dumped back in by Hoffman. Maltese now passes across to the far side. Kaiser cleared out with some help from Ryan Spivey. Puck back in the Hendersonville zone. Ravenwood changing. Here's Tyler Ellis. Back in the Ravenwood zone on the left wing side. Took a push from Luke Voiles. Knocked him off the puck. Clearing attempt held in at the left point by Christian Dickens. Sent around the wall to the far side. Lucas O'Leary will carry it out to center. Chip it up the wall. Poked away from Jake Farrell. Here's Brian Wilkinson back in the Ravenwood zone. Backhanding it to the slot. Brady Friedman there to pick it up. Behind his own net. Out on the far side. Sending it out to center onto the stick of Farrell. Has to battle with Almeida. Farrell dumps it into the Hendersonville zone. Puck coming around to the near side. Clearing attempt held in at the right point by Lucas Voiles. Drifts out to the middle of the ice, picked up and carried out by Almeida. Almeida back into the Ravenwood zone in the right circle. Try to put it in front for Carlance. It goes off of Gower. As Carlance going to the front of the net, but that centering pass attempt hit Gower. And Ravenwood ended up icing it. 11:23 to go in the first. It's already 2-0 Hendersonville. Wonder if Tom Spachalski has gotten in touch yet. He has not. So still not knowing what's going on. Still don't know what's going on down in Bellevue between Brentwood and the Outlaws. Draw to the left of Gower. Won by Ravenwood. Cleared down ice. Coming towards the Hendersonville net. And Rumbaugh dumps it to the left wing corner to his right. Now the puck passed ahead to Carlance. Down the slot to the net. A shot stopped by Gower with a glove. Carlance was hanging out all alone at the Ravenwood blue line. Got a perfect tape-to-tape pass. Went down the Ravenwood slot, and Gower makes a big save. That might help things. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone, cleared out by Kaiser. Oliver Lutz in the slot of the Hendersonville zone, and the puck poked away. Brought back out to center by Carlance. Carlance, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Fires it across the front of the top of the Ravenwood net. Now here's Oliver Lutz at center with a shot on goal. I think it just missed to the left. Ooh, it just missed to the left of Rumbaugh, then took a bounce back into the crease he had to cover. 10:32 to go in the first. 2-0 Hendersonville. It's now 8-2. Indy over the Kings. Over on Rink B, Hein Cup first rounder. Draw was to the left of Rumbaugh, won by Ravenwood. Puck comes around to the right wing corner. There's Ryan Spivey trying to go to the slot. His shot blocked. Puck comes up to the left point. Oh, Timo Holen couldn't keep it in. Puck sliding through center, back into the Ravenwood zone. Holen gets to it, passes to the near side, Luke Pierce. He'll pass it ahead to Robert Longard. Longard, right wing side of the Hendersonville zone with a backhanded shot from the wall. Had to be turned away by Rumbaugh. And the puck is going to end up being iced by the Commandos. 9:54 to go in the first. 2-0 Hendersonville. Draw is to the right of Rumbaugh. Hendersonville win, try and clear it out, but it's held in by Luke Pearson. His shot from the blue line blocked. And now the puck is out at center. Sent back the other way by Pierce, though. Then it comes back to Pierce, just inside his own zone. Passes ahead to Lucas Voiles. Voiles, left wing side of the Hendersonville zone, backhands it to the inboards behind the net. Here's Matthew Almeida. Dropping it back towards the far side. Trey James trying to clear it out, and it just goes over the blue line and out. Luke Pierce will dump it back in. A couple of his teammates have to get back inside, and they do. Ravenwood making a couple. They're actually changing two of the front three. They bring out Brady Friedman and Jake Farrell as the puck is brought to center by Almeida. Almeida, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone, cannot get around Timo Holland. Nice back checking by Holland as he knocked the puck off of Almeida's stick as he tried to go by. Jake Farrell trying to clear it up the far side, held into the right point by Almeida, and his shot. No! Almeida's shot from the right point, knocked down by the blocker of Gower, but it bounces behind him and into the net. Almeida with 2 goals, and it's 3-0 Hendersonville with 8:49 to go in the first. Oh my word. Oh my gosh, Reese McKenzie's now in goal. Colin Gower pulled after just 5 minutes and 11 seconds, gave up 3 goals on 6 shots. Oh my God. Puck out in front of the Hendersonville net, intercepted by the Commandos. Now the puck back on the near side of the Hendersonville zone. Out at center, sent back into the Hendersonville zone by Kaiser. Caleb Priest with it for Hendersonville. Sending it to the near side. Now here's Brady Friedman after a turnover. Shot blocked from the bottom of the right circle. Here's Grady Fernand's shot. Blocked by the right skate of Christian Dickens. And Hendersonville forced it out of the zone. This will be an icing. Caleb Carlance battling with Anthony Maltese and could not get loose. 7:56 to go in the first. It is 3-0, Hendersonville. Draws to Rumbaugh's right. Won by Hendersonville. They try and get out of the zone. Held in by Cannon Kaiser, but it comes to the middle of the ice, and Matthew Almeida clears it out. Landon Croft will dump it into the Ravenwood zone. Merrick Mott at the end boards. Puck comes out. Bottom right circle. A shot hit the post to the left of McKenzie. The outside of it. It was Braden Rose taking that shot. Matthew Almeida passing up the far side to center. Braden Rose runs into Lucas O'Leary. Couldn't gain entry into the Ravenwood zone. Merrick Mott now at center, sending it up the far side, back into the Ravenwood zone, off the stick of Lucas O'Leary, but he couldn't keep it on his stick. Here's Braden Rose around the back of the net. Puts it out in the slot. There's a shot stopped by McKenzie. That was from Nicholas Hoffman. And then Merrick Mott from right in front shoots it past the net to her right. Now here's Mott trying to put it out in front again. Off a Ravenwood stick, comes to the blue line, held in Matthew Almeida. Almeida moving to the right point. Now down the wall. Round the back of the net. Comes back out of left circle to Hoffman, who whiffs on his shot attempt in the slot, gets back to it, passes up left point. Almeida's shot knocked down by McKenzie with a blocker, and she'll cover. Hendersonville smelling blood. What a possession there. 6:43 to go in the first, 3-0 Commandos. Drawby to McKenzie's right. Won by Ravenwood. They try and clear it out. It hit a helmet, I think. Floated up in the air, eventually landed at center. Now sent back the other way by Hendersonville, back into the Ravenwood zone. Quickly cleared out on the far side by Lucas O'Leary. Puck back in the Hendersonville end. Caleb Priest backing up towards the boards to make sure he doesn't let Oliver Lutz beat him to it. And that was smart because he's able to clear it out. Alex Williams backhanding it back into the Ravenwood zone. He was just behind the red line, but it was played. Timo Holland attempted to play it, so no icing. Here's Holland. Back to center. Into the Hendersonville zone on the right wing side. Puts it out in front. Unable to get a stick on it was Lucas Voiles. Holland with it again. Shot in the blue line. Gloved and held on to by Rumbaugh. 5:57 to go in the first. 3-0 Hendersonville. Draw is to the right of Rumbaugh. It's won by Ravenwood. Puck put in front for Brady Freeman, but it was smacked away by a Hendersonville stick. Back the other way come the Commandos. Caden Sisco, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Passes off to Landon Croft, and his shot off the stick of the back-checking Grady Fernan into the netting above the glass. Draws to the right of McKenzie. Won by Hendersonville, Landon Croft. Passing up to the left point, Matthew Almeida. Almeida moving along the blue line to the right point, sends it down the wall. Puck coming over to the left wing corner. Landon Croft dropping it back behind the net. Caleb Carlance stepping it back to the near side. Carlance with it now. Leaves it for Croft. Croft moves inside the left circle, takes a shot, hit the crossbar, and then it goes off the top of the glass, top of the dasher board, and out of play. So Croft that close to making it 4-0. I guess they're saying McKenzie may have redirected it onto the bar. They're going to drop the puck to her left. 5:15 left in the first, 3-0 Hendersonville. Draw one by Ravenwood. Jake Farrell brings it to center on the far side. It's in the Hendersonville zone. Brady Freeman, left wing side, tried to pass across to Grady Fernan. Was broken up on the back check. Hendersonville with it again, they'll clear. Caden Sisco, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Shakes free, takes a shot from the slot. Stopped by McKenzie, rebound, score. Carlance to the follow-up. Sisco got around Maltese, got to the slot. His shot stopped by McKenzie, but trailing to bang in the rebound from near the left-hand side of the net is Caleb Carlance, and it's 4-0 Hendersonville with 4:54 to go in the first. Oh my God. This is insane. Puck in the Ravenwood zone, passed up the far side to Oliver Lutz. Lutz will dump it into the Hendersonville end. Puck on the near side. Trey James clears it out. Timo Holland intercepts. Dumps it back in. Cade Garrett. Is that Cade Garrett playing as a skater? Oh, here's a chance for Hendersonville again. Shot in the slot. Britton Smith blocked. Tyler Ellis trying to put it in front. Intercepted and cleared out. Cleared away from the net. Out of the zone by Luke Pierce. And the puck, oh wow, dies right as it gets to the goal line, so no icing. Here's Garrett up, getting tripped as he brought the puck out of his own zone. And Ravenwood will take the first penalty of the game. And Brady Friedman, I don't know if it was Friedman who did the tripping, but Garrett definitely got tripped. So Brady Friedman to the box. Hendersonville getting the first power play of the game, up 4-0 with 3:54 to go in the first. Draw one by Hendersonville. Here's Carlance at the right point. Passing to Almeida. Almeida moves to the left point. Backhands it down bottom of the left circle. Mott off to Sisco. Backhands it back up to the left point. Almeida. Passing down to the bottom of the right circle. Carlance taking a shot. I don't know if that hit McKenzie or not. Rebound cleared out of the zone by Ravenwood. Rumbaugh will leave it behind the net. And bringing it to center is Almeida. Almeida right back into the Ravenwood zone. Drops it down the left wing. Wall. Mott had it knocked off his stick by Luke Pierce. Grady Ferdinand clears on the near side. Rumbaugh will leave it behind the net for Almeida again. Ravenwood slowly making changes. Here comes Almeida. Back to center. Back into the Ravenwood zone. On the right wing side. Drops it back up to the right point. Minute left in the power play for Hendersonville. Merrick Mott puts it in front. Almeida off to Sisco. Score! Almeida went to the slot. Passed it off to Sisco. Bottom of the left circle. He buries it in the back of the net. 5-0. 5-0 Hendersonville with 2:49 to go in the first. Holy God. Holy God. Holy God. Oh my God. Ravenwood getting the puck out of their zone off the draw. Now here is Cannon Kaiser, right wing side of the Hendersonville zone. Taking a shot, score! Fires it into the roof of the net from the bottom of the right circle. A bit of daylight for Ravenwood. A bit of daylight. 5-1 Hendersonville with 2:33 to go in the first. Puck sliding into the Ravenwood zone off the draw. Here's Anthony Maltese. Passing up the near side. Ariane Patnaik will carry it out. Hands it off Robert Longard. Sends it into the Hendersonville zone, but gives it away, and it's cleared out. Taken back at center by Ryan Spivey. Now Patnaik, right wing side of the Hendersonville zone. Past the high slot. Robert Longard, a shot blocked. Puck held in at the left point. Kaiser, a shot. Misses the net to the right of Rumbaugh. Puck bouncing near the Hendersonville blue line, held in by Kaiser. He'll carry it down. Goes to the left wing corner. Passes up to the left point. Oh, just held in the zone by Longard. Just held in atop the blue line. Then he takes a shot that's stopped and held on to. Oh no, it leaked through. It leaked through Rumbaugh and in. Robert Longard makes it 5-2. It leaked through Rumbaugh and in. So 50 seconds later, Ravenwood get a second. It's now 4-2 Hendersonville. 5-2 Hendersonville with 1:43 to go in the first. I think Hendersonville are trying to argue that that was offside. Longer just held that in. He just held that in atop the blue line. It's Caden Sisco trying to make the argument. I think the Hendersonville bench trying to argue as well. Draw one by the Commandos. Caleb Carlance had the puck poked off his stick right as he tried to break past the Ravenwood blue line. Then at the other end, Oliver Lutz has it poked off his stick as soon as he crosses the Hendersonville blue line. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone. Cleared out on the near side by Lucas O'Leary. Matthew Almeida. Passing to the far side, Carlance deflects it over to Croft, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Backhands it down. Carlance in front of the net. Shot stopped by McKenzie. Closed right in on McKenzie at the left-hand side of the net. She made the save on his shot attempt. Held into the right point, sent past the net by Trey James. Now Lucas Voileswood on the near side. He'll carry to center. Pass over to the far side. Oliver Let's had to go off his skates. Final minute of the first. Now here's Caden Sisco bringing the puck back into the Ravenwood zone. Shot in the slot. Just misses the net high and wide to McKenzie's right. Then she kind of bumps into the net and dislodges it. And they blow the whistle. Referee goes behind the net and blows the whistle because he had to put the net back in place because Caleb Carlance was starting to close in on goal. Or going to start trying to move in on goal with the puck. 47.5 seconds to go in the first. It is 5-2 Hendersonville. Draw will be to the right of McKenzie. Won by Hendersonville, but quickly turned over to Ravenwood. Here is Brady Friedman. Passing ahead to Timo Holland at center. Holland, now Grady Fernan will send it into the Hendersonville zone. Puck coming around to the left wing corner. Caleb Priest trying to chip it up the far side. Under 30 seconds left in the period. Puck cleared out to center. Here's Britton Smith, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Shot over the net from above the top of the right circle. Grady Fernan brought the puck to center, had it knocked off his stick. It's sent back in by the Commandos. Lucas O'Leary will get to it near the right wing corner. Now the puck stolen by Brian Wilkinson. Here's Britton Smith. Passing it around the boards to the far side. He had no room to shoot. Held in, and a shot from Brian Wilkinson. Blocked. Puck sent back right. Puck sent right back into the Ravenwood zone by Christian Diggins. Time runs out on the first. A bizarre first. Hendersonville jumped out to a 5-0 lead, including 2 goals within the first 45 seconds. And then Ravenwood scored 2 in 50. So after 1 period of this Predators Cup elimination game, it is Hendersonville-Beech-Lawson 5, Ravenwood 2. I'll be back in a few seconds with the start of the second, but if you're listening on the YouTube podcast, we're going to go ahead and jump to the start of the second period. Ready to start the second period of this one. Griffin Rumbaugh still in goal for Hendersonville. Reese McKenzie still in goal for Ravenwood. Colin Gower started the game but was pulled after Hendersonville made it 3-0. So McKenzie did not start the game. For this second period, Hendersonville will carry the puck my left to right, Ravenwood from my right to left. Got a couple of finals, Hein Cup finals to tell you about when I get the chance. Hendersonville win the draw, dump it into the Ravenwood zone. Puck is behind the net. Cannon Kaiser trying to send it up the far side. Hit one of his own teammates, stayed in the zone, but is eventually cleared out by Lutz. Oliver Lutz. Trey James beats him to it inside the Hendersonville zone, sends it around the boards and out. Kaiser at center. Trying to backhand it ahead, but gave it right to Caden Sisco, who slaps it back into the Ravenwood zone. Puck passed up the far side. Stolen, taken away by Matthew Almeida, but then he ran into one of his own teammates and lost it. Lucas Voiles now right wing side of the Hendersonville zone, dumps it to the inboards. Was Landon Croft that Almeida ran into, trying to carry the puck down the left wing. Puck cleared out on the near side. It's in the Ravenwood zone, loose in the right circle. Picked up Caleb Carlance. Puts it in front. Oh, great save by Reese McKenzie. Point blank on Caden Sisco. Carlance put it in front for Sisco. And McKenzie stones him to keep it 5-2 Hendersonville with 13:01 to go in the second. Those Hein Cup final scores, Independent Centennial beat the Clarksville Kings 9-2, and the Tennessee Outlaws beat Brentwood BAUSN 5-3. So Clarksville and Brentwood will play each other on Wednesday night in a Hein Cup elimination game. Draw was to the right of McKenzie, won by Ravenwood. Puck brought into the Hendersonville zone as Jake Farrell was brought down. And now here's Merrick Mott to center, passing it up the far side. It's going to go for an icing because Braden Rose couldn't break loose. But yeah, Independent Centennial and the Outlaws will play each other 1 week from tomorrow night in the second Hein Cup Winners Bracket Semi, February 17th on the North Rink in Antioch. We'll have that one for you. Draw to the left of Griffin Rumbaugh. Won by Hendersonville, Braden Rose. Passing it to the far side at center. Didn't get to Nicholas Hoffman. Sent back the other way by Luke Pierce. Now Merrick Mott at center. Back into the Ravenwood zone on the left wing side. Drops it back for Hoffman. And it taken away. Here's Jake Farrell. Into the Hendersonville zone on the left wing side. Drops it back. Grady Fernandez shot in the left circle off the glove of Griffin Rumbaugh. Puck in the right wing corner. Here is Mott. Passing to Hoffman. Had to go off his stick and out of the zone. Puck back in the Ravenwood end. Quickly cleared out. Now here's Grady Fernand. Back into the Hendersonville zone. Top of the left circle. Takes a shot. Hit the skates of Caleb Priest. And he felt that shot because he almost dropped to one knee for a second there. Now Nicholas Hoffman at center. Passing it to the far side. Caden Sisco inside the Ravenwood zone on the left wing. Tried to drop it in front. Pass was broken up. Brady Friedman at the end boards. Friedman passing it up the far side. Fernand at center. Had it smacked away by Matthew Almeida. Brought back. Into the Ravenwood zone by Caleb Carlance, but he had it taken away on the back check by Brady Friedman. Then he had it poked away. It's recovered and cleared out by Fernand. Puck back in the Hendersonville zone. Trey James beats Timo Holland to it. Sends it up the far side. Caleb Carlance. Stretch pass to Caden Sisco. Deflects it into the Ravenwood zone. Puck drifting towards the slot. He brought out to center. Cannon Kaiser. Kaiser, right wing side of the Hendersonville zone. Takes a shot. Goes across the front of the net. Taking that shot from right up against the boards. Here's Almeida. Almeida bringing it out to center. Ahead to Carlance inside the Ravenwood zone. Carlance with a shot blocked in the high slot. I think it may have been blocked by Cooper Friedman, who sends it back the other way. Trey James will beat him to it. Backhanded up the far side to Landon Croft, who chips it out. Caden Sisco near side at center. Takes a shot. I think it would have missed the net to Reese McKenzie's left, but she gloves and hangs on to be safe. 10:30 to go in the second. 5-2 Hendersonville. Draw is going to be to McKenzie's left. Campbell Lutz on the Ravenwood bench with his right arm in a sling. Camden Greenspan also on the Ravenwood bench. They're both freshmen, so they're a part of this team's future. Draw to the left of McKenzie. Ravenwood win it, get it out of the zone. Christian Dickens at center. Banks it off the far boards, back in, but Tyler Ellis had to get back on side. Ariane Potnaik has the puck poked away as he crosses the Hendersonville blue line. Ryan Spivey tried to hold it in. Robert Longer does hold it in, but then he loses it. Now here's Potnaik shooting the right circle. Stopped by Rumbaugh. And then a shot from the left point. And Kaiser takes a deflection. Stopped by Rumbaugh. He closed the 5-hole just in time. He backed into the net and dislodged it. That was a lucky break for Rumbaugh that he was able to close the 5-hole in time, because that sucker was about to leak through. Draws to Rumbaugh's right. Hendersonville win the draw. They're trying to get it out. Merrick Mott backhands it to center. Nicholas Hoffman tried to pass to the right wing, and Braden Rose inside the Ravenwood zone. He couldn't get his stick on it. Kaiser sends it around the boards to the far side. Battle for the puck at the left point. Ravenwood take it, and Jake Farrell sends it the other way. Icing waved off. Puck sent around the boards and out by Trey James. Puck sent back into the Hendersonville zone. Here's Matthew Almeida on the far side. Brings it to center, had it poked off his stick. Picked up by Merrick Mott. He'll bring it back into the Ravenwood zone. Passes to the right circle. Shot from Braden Rose. Stopped by McKenzie. Puck held into the blue line by Almeida. Almeida going to the right circle. His shot stopped by McKenzie. She came out to meet him and made the save. She holds on for the whistle. 9:07 to go in the second. Still 5-2 Hendersonville. Draw will be to the left of McKenzie. Ravenwood win it, and then the puck ends up going into the Hendersonville bench. Draw to McKenzie's left again. Ravenwood with it. Puck sent up the far boards and out to center, but right to the stick of Christian Dickens. Passes across Caden Sisco, waited for his teammates to get back on side, and then when he went to dump the puck in, whiffed on it. Cooper Friedman sending it the other way, and then it comes back to Sisco, who dumps it into the Ravenwood zone. Caleb Carlance trying to go to the front of the net, got off a backhander that was stopped by McKenzie. Now there's a wraparound attempt. Oh, and one of McKenzie's teammates, I think, ran into the net and dislodged it. I think it was Carlance on the wraparound try. 8:36 to go in the second. 5-2 Hendersonville. Draw will be to the left of McKenzie. It's won by Ravenwood. They clear it out on the near side. It's going to go for an icing. Just past the net to the right of Rumbaugh. Draw's going to be to the left of McKenzie again. Puck pinned up against the near side boards. And Oliver Lutz with it for Ravenwood. He'll send it to the other end of the ice. No icing because Christian Diggins tried. No, they do weigh it. They do say icing. Christian Diggins tried to play it in between his own blue line and the red line. But for the linesman, that was not enough to wave off the icing attempt. Draw will be to McKenzie's left again. It's won by Hendersonville. And taken by Ravenwood, brought out to center by Oliver Lutz. Lutz, left wing side of the Hendersonville zone. Battling with Caleb Priest, who gives him enough of a shove to get him off the puck, and now Priest will clear it out to center. Lucas O'Leary inside his own zone, and a man taken away from behind him. That was Carlance, who tried to put it in front for Sisco. Couldn't get to him, though. Now the puck at center, Dickens, passing to the near side, Priest. Try to get it ahead to Croft. It was broken up by a Ravenwood stick. Now it's back in the Ravenwood zone. Deep at the end boards and cleared out by Ravenwood for another icing. 7:30 to go in the second. 5-2 Hendersonville. Draw to McKenzie's right. Won by Ravenwood. They bring it to center. Jake Farrell as it's taken right away from him. Now it's drifting into the Hendersonville zone deep. Farrell gets to it at the end boards. Puts it out in front for Brady Friedman, whose shot is off the right leg pad of Griffin Rumbaugh. Then it comes to the blue line, and Anthony Maltese with a shot that's gloved and held onto by Rumbaugh. I don't think it would have counted because the net had become dislodged. Draw is going to be to Rumbaugh's right. Boy, he made a point-blank save on Friedman. Draw one by Ravenwood. Maltese left point. Taking a shot through traffic. Knocked down by Rumbaugh with a glove. Puck to the right wing corner. Matthew Almeida clears it out. Cannon Kaiser could not hold it in at the right point, and they wave off icing because it went right between his skates and out. Puck passed ahead to Brady Friedman. He's out at center, passing to the left wing, and Farrell back into the Hendersonville zone. Try to go back to the slot, and Friedman broken up by Merrick Mott. Puck out in front. Backhanded try from Farrell, stopped by Rumbaugh, and the net has been dislodged again. .6:43 to go in the second. Still 5-2 Hendersonville. Draw is going to be to Rumbaugh's right again. Won by Hendersonville. Trey James sending it around to the far boards. Nicholas Hobbin trying to pass it off to Braden Rose. Went off the stick of Brady Freeman out of the zone anyway. Here's Matthew Almeida. Left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Waiting. At the boards. Backhands it to the end boards. Mott behind the net. Try to get it back to Almeida. Puck on the far side. Grady Fernan with it. Backhands it to the blue line. Cannon Kaiser brings it out. Kaiser chips it softly back into the Hendersonville zone. He dropped his stick. Has it back in his hands. On the right half wall. Moving down. Taking a shot blocked by Merrick Mott. Puck comes to Grady Fernan. Couldn't keep it in the zone. Swatted away by Rose. Friedman with it. Now it's sent up the far side to Fernan. Fernan was going to wait for Jake Farrell, but the puck kind of got away from him a bit. Puck held in at the right point by Timo Holland. Holland trying to send it down the wall. Hit a couple of bodies, and it's cleared out. Farrell passing across. Try to get it across to Timo Holland. Pinball through his legs. Puck on the far side now. Tyler Ellis dumps it back into the Ravenwood zone. And trying to send it up the far boards was Kaiser. He sent it into the netting above the glass. 5:20 to go in the second. Still 5-2 Hendersonville. JP2 leading Mount Juliet 1-0 in the final game of the Hein Cup first round. Winner of that game will play Father Ryan in a winner's bracket semi on Thursday night. We'll have that for you on MTSN. The loser has to turn around and play the Rampage in an elimination game tomorrow night. So no rest for the loser. Draw to the right of McKenzie, won by Hendersonville, but the puck goes out to center. Christian Dickens with it. Passes to Caleb Priest, ahead to Landon Croft, who backhands it back into the Ravenwood zone. Puck sent around the boards to the far side, held into the left point by Dickens, but it's poked away. And now it's Cooper Freeman, right wing side of the Hendersonville zone. Shot from the inside the top of the right circle, stopped and covered up by Rumbaugh. Draw is going to be to Rumbaugh's left. Draw one by Ravenwood. Right point, Luke Pierce sends it down the wall. Behind the net, Lucas Voiles. Passing up to the left point, Timo Holland sends it back down the wall to Voiles. Voiles pushed away from the puck by Caleb Priest. Caden Sisco jumps in. Voiles comes back out with it, but sends it up the boards. Landon Croft battling with Holland. Caden Sisco gets in there, but Holland able to swat it back down to the end boards. Christian Dickens trying to poke it out. Held in by Oliver Lutz. His shot bounces on goal, turned away by Rumbaugh. Clearing attempt held in at the left point by Holland. Here's Voiles. Voiles trying to back into the slot off the stick of Friedman. Came on goal off the glove of Rumbaugh. Eventually cleared out by Hendersonville, sent back in by Luke Pierce, but a couple of his teammates had to get back on side. Croft. Correction, that is not Croft. That is Caleb Priest with a stretch pass up the far side. Now there's, puck went off the stick of Croft in the Ravenwood slot as he was trying to go to the front of the net. It's a pass from Sisco, and his pass out to the blue line ends up going out. And then Dickens tried to pass it back ahead to Carlance, who pulled it into the zone or brought the puck over the blue line or shifted it over the blue line while he was still behind it. One of his teammates was not on side yet. Or had not gotten back on side. 3:50 to go in the second, still 5-2 Hendersonville. Draw on the dot in front of the bleachers across from the Hendersonville bench. Won by Ravenwood, puck going into the Hendersonville zone. Trey James gets to it. Passes to the far side and falls over Matthew Almeida. Has to skate away from Ryan Spivey, and he'll pass it up the near side to Braden Rose out at center. I have to call him Braden Sisco. Braden does rhyme with Caden. Puck back in the Hendersonville zone, quickly cleared out on the near side by Merrick Mott. Brought right back in by Kaiser, up offside. Cooper Friedman had not exited the zone. Draw is going to be on the dot in front of the Ravenwood bench. Both teams jostling for it. It's still just behind the Hendersonville blue line. Brought in by Matthew Almeida so he could clear it out. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone. Grady Fernand passing to the near side. Cannon Kaiser trying to stretch it up the near side. And Brady Freeman had to go off his hand. He dropped it, left it behind him. Merrick Mott with it now for Hendersonville. Mott back into the Ravenwood zone on the left wing side. Trying to go to the slot. Ran into a Ravenwood player and fell down. He ran into Maltese and went down. Puck back at center. Sent the other way by Trey James. Braden Rose will pick it up. Bring it back into the Ravenwood zone. And the high slot, a shot. Gloved and held on to by McKenzie. 2:37 to go in the second. Still 5-2 Hendersonville. Draw's going to be to McKenzie's right. One by Hendersonville, turned over to Ravenwood. They clear it out. Puck in the Hendersonville zone on the right wing side. Christian Dickens beats Grady Fernand to it, and he'll bring it out. Passes to the near side, Britton Smith. Smith back in the Ravenwood zone. Avoids back checkers. Tries to go to the left wing corner. Puck going to be taken out by Ravenwood. Here's Jake Farrell, left wing side of the Hendersonville zone. Got it through the legs of Caleb Priest, who kind of held on to him a bit, but he was still able to get off a shot that was stopped by Rumbaugh. Clearing attempt held in by Grady Fernand. He passes to the slot, intercepted by Brian Wilkinson. Passed ahead to Britton Smith. Here's Tyler Ellis back in the Ravenwood zone with a shot. Gloved and held on to by McKenzie as she shot from the high slot. Minute 55 to go in the second. Still 5-2 Hendersonville. Draw's going to be to McKenzie's right. Draw one by Hendersonville. Matthew Almeida left point. Passing down the left wing. Back up top to Almeida. Almeida back down to the left half wall. There's a shot. Takes deflection. Comes to the right point. Trey James. Carlance had the puck knocked off his stick. Trey James tried to keep it alive. He does. Sent back to the end boards, but cleared out by Ravenwood. Here is Almeida. Passing up the near side. Carlance deflects it back into the Ravenwood zone. Cleared out immediately by the Raptors. It's back in the Hendersonville zone. Oliver Letts trying to go to the slot. Oh, and it looks like he got hooked as he was trying to go to the far boards. Puck touched up. It's a hooking call. Hendersonville will have a man in the box for the first time in this one. It's Caden Sisco who's going to go to the sin bin. Ravenwood getting their first power play of the game, down 5-2 with 72 seconds left in the second period. Draw is going to be to the left of Rumbaugh. Puck comes up to the right point. Brady Friedman takes a shot. Ooh, then it took a deflection and just went past the net to the right of Rumbaugh. Hendersonville will clear. Minute left in the second. Merrick Mott at center. Draws a couple of Ravenwood players in and backhands it into the Ravenwood zone. Forcing Brady Friedman to chase. Here's Friedman with it again. Friedman to center. Back into the Hendersonville zone. Moves into the right circle. Shot. I think it may have been shoulder over the net by Rumbaugh. Held in Fernand. Passes across to the right point. Friedman. Fernand center point. Fernand passing down the left wing. Jake Farrell bottom of the left circle. Farrell with a shot. Stopped and held on to by Rumbaugh just as we go under 30 seconds left in the period. 77 seconds left in the power play. 29.6 seconds to go in the second. 5-2 Hendersonville. All the goals were scored in the first. Hendersonville jumped out to a 5-0 lead, including their first two in the first 45 seconds of the game. And then Ravenwood, late in the first, scored 2 in 50. Draw to Rumbaugh's right. One by Ravenwood. Grady Fernand trying to pass the puck down to the left wing side. Timo Holland backhanding it to the left wing corner. Jake Farrell backhanding it to Fernand above the top of the left circle. Fernand back out to the blue line. Passes to the right point. Friedman passing down the right wing wall to Kaiser. Back across. Oh, hit the skate of Farrell inside the left circle, and we get a whistle because the net has been dislodged again. Under a minute left in the power play. 58 seconds left in the power play, in fact. And the parents yelling at the refs because Rumbaugh's backed into that net and dislodged it so many times in the second period. Draws to his right again. One by Ravenwood. Fernand left point. Sending it to the front of the net. And it's covered up by Rumbaugh. Farrell was there. Holland was there. Kaiser was near there. Oh, and we got Carlance and Farrell tied up. Rumbaugh gave a shot to Farrell. Stood up and gave a shot to Farrell with a blocker. Carlance and Farrell have to be separated. And I wonder... Jake Farrell's going to go to the box. For unsportsmanlike. So there goes the power play for Ravenwood. Be 52 seconds of a 4-on-4, 4.3 seconds to go in the second. 5-2 Hendersonville. Draw is going to be to Reese McKenzie's right inside the Ravenwood zone. Really the first time this game has gotten chippy. Fernan trying to argue that there should be a penalty against Rumbaugh for the shot on Farrell. And James Gately wondering why. Kind of surprised there's not one either. James Gately still arguing his case. And officials finally stepping away. And now they're going to inform the Hendersonville bench. Cooper Friedman making a trip back to the locker room. Ravenwood using that Flyers locker room that's behind the left wing corner. That's their dressing room for this evening. Finally ready to resume. Draw to the right of McKenzie. One by Hendersonville. Matthew Almeida shot. Takes a deflection over the net. And that'll be it for the second. It was 5-2 Hendersonville-Beech-Lawson over Ravenwood coming into the second. And the score remains that way as we exit the second. In this Predators Cup losers bracket first round game, I'll be back in a few seconds with the start of the third. But if you are listening on the YouTube podcast, we're going to go ahead and take you to the start of the third period. We're ready to start the third period. Reese McKenzie still in goal for Ravenwood. Again, she didn't start the game. It was Colin Gower. Griffin Rumbaugh still in goal for Hendersonville for this third period. Ravenwood will carry the puck my left to right. Hendersonville my right to left. 47 seconds left in the 4-on-4 as we start the third. Hendersonville with the puck off the draw. Landon Croft drops it back to Caleb Carlance. Carlance will bring it into the Ravenwood zone. Puck on the far boards, backhanded up to the right point, Matthew Almeida. Almeida passes across Landon Croft. Inside the left circle, Croft shot just. It hit the outside netting on the right-hand side of the net. Here's Brady Friedman at center for Ravenwood. Drops it back into his own zone. Timo Holden couldn't get to it. Merrick Mott does. Mott with a shot from the bottom of the right circle. Went around the back of the net. And then Friedman's clearing attempt, Brady Friedman's clearing attempt. Not a lot of juice on it. Intercepted and dumped back into the Ravenwood zone. Hendersonville now on the power play. Oh, here's a steal. Landon Croft with a shot, score! Landon Croft stole the puck. I think from Anthony Maltese, carried it to the front of the net and roofed it to convert the power play and make it 6-2 Hendersonville with 13 minutes to go in regulation. Wow. Wow. Draw one by Hendersonville and a shot on goal from center by Caleb Carlance. Stopped and held onto by McKenzie. If Ravenwood can come back and tie this game up, and regulation finishes that way, We'll go to a sudden minute 3-on-3 or 3-on-3 5-minute sudden death OT, and if that doesn't solve it, a shootout. Draw to the right of McKenzie. Won by Ravenwood. Cooper Friedman to the puck, poked off his stick right at the blue line, so Caleb Priest kept it in the zone. And here's another steal. Oh, and a shot just missed the net from the slot by Carlance. Puck put on in front by Sisco. Went off some Ravenwood skates. Sisco sending it up to the left point. Sent back down by Dickens. Maltese with it. Sisco stole it from him. Sisco behind the net. On angle shot in the bottom of the right circle. Turned away by McKenzie. And the puck cleared out. With it at center is Dickens. Passing it back to the far side, Sisco. Sisco brings it back into the Ravenwood zone. Tried to backhand it across to Carlance. It was stolen away by Oliver Lutz. Puck back in the Hendersonville end. Cooper Friedman with a hit. He thought there should have been a penalty against Christian Dickens. But then when the ref didn't put an arm in the air, I think they both might go. No, I think it's just going to be Friedman. Friedman decided to retaliate. I think Friedman thought that he may have been hooked by Dickens, and then when the ref didn't put an arm in the air, he decided to toss him into the inboards. And they caught that one. Jake Farrell asking the rest for an explanation. Interference. Okay, they did get Dickens for hooking. Okay. So it is coincidental. So interference against Friedman, Cooper Friedman, and hooking against Christian Dickens. So it'll stay 5-on-5. 12:05 to go in regulation, 6-2 Hendersonville. Referee finishing the explanation to James Gately. Draw is going to be to the right of Griffin Rumbaugh. Hendersonville win the draw. Puck sent around the boards on the near side. Here's Brian Wilkinson. Had to go off his stick. Held in. Jake Farrell. His shot off the glove of Rumbaugh. He shot from the top of the right circle. Puck comes up to the left point. Timo Holland with a one-timer misses the net to Rumbaugh's right. Puck cleared out by Henderson. Ravenwood zone. Fernand's going to get to it. Inside his own zone, backhanded ahead. Kaiser will bring it out. And then Kaiser had Wilkinson go across the front of him and steal it. And now here's Braden Rose, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone with a shot. Misses the net well to the left of McKenzie. He took the shot from the left circle. Puck cleared out by Ravenwood. Back into the Hendersonville zone. Icing waved off. Brady Friedman out to the right wing side. Out at the blue line. Had the puck. Took a bit of a tap from Matthew Almeida and was forced to take the puck back over the blue line and out. Now he's back in the Hendersonville zone on the right wing side. Pass off to Fernand, whose one-timer misses the net to the right of Rumbaugh. Puck in the left wing corner. It's behind the net. Now it comes out to the left wing corner. Now to the left point. Holland. Neither Sisco nor Braden Rose could poke it away. Holland carries it all the way down to the left wing corner. Battle for the puck at the end boards. Hendersonville come up with it. Flipped out to center by Sisco. It's back in the Ravenwood zone. Went off the stick of Cannon Kaiser, so no icing. Kaiser backhands it around to the far boards. Held into the right point by Sisco, but he gives it right away to Kaiser. Sorry, Holland. Here's Grady Fernand. Back into the Hendersonville zone. Fernand shot in the slot. Knocked down with the glove of Rumbaugh. Rebound. I think was stopped by Rumbaugh. The rebound try Not sure who that was just yet. Puck put out in front. Spivey, Ryan Spivey can't get a stick on it. Now here's Carlance on a breakaway. Down the Ravenwood slot. In front of shot. Stopped by McKenzie with a blocker. He's had 2 breakaways stoned by each Ravenwood goalie. Gower made a save on him earlier in the game, and now McKenzie makes a save on him. Puck went out of play. That's why we got a whistle. 9:53 left in regulation, 6-2 Hendersonville. So Carlance has had 2 breakaways stopped by each Ravenwood goalie on the same net. Draws to the right of McKenzie. Won by Hendersonville. Shot from Croft, top of the left circle. Gloved and held on to by McKenzie. Drawby to her right again. Won by Hendersonville again, but Christian Dickens can't keep the puck alive at the left point. Ryan Spivey, right wing side of the Hendersonville zone. Had the puck knocked off his stick. Oh, we're going to get a hand pass called against Hendersonville. It's now 4-1 JP2 over Mount Juliet on Rink B. Not sure what the NBA Ainsworth score is. That's the other Preds Cup elimination game taking place this evening. Draw is going to be to Rumbaugh's left. Won by Ravenwood. A shot from Anthony Maltese, blockered away by Rumbaugh. Puck on the far side. Britton Smith with it for Hendersonville. Will bring it out to center. Pass ahead, Tyler Ellis. Ellis had it knocked off his stick right at the Ravenwood blue line. Here's Ian Murray. Back into the Hendersonville zone on the left wing side. He'll chip it to the end boards. And the puck cleared out by Hendersonville. And it's going to go for an icing. 9:13 left in regulation. Still 6-2 Hendersonville. Draw is going to be to the right of Griffin Rumbaugh. Won by Hendersonville. Matthew Almeida. Tried to pass up the far side. Intercepted by Jake Farrell. Kept it away from Britton Smith. Here's Farrell back in the Hendersonville zone. Shot goes across the front of the net. May have gone off of Rumbaugh's glove. Now here's Britton Smith out at center. Back into the Ravenwood zone. Hands it off Almeida. Has to chase it into the right wing corner. He'll send it around the boards to the near side. Brady Fernand. Pass to center. Knocked away by the stick of Trey James. Braden Rose will bring it back in the Ravenwood zone. Shot in the right circle. Just missed the net to the right of McKenzie. Held in by Brian Wilkinson. Sent down the left wing, intercepted by Maltese. Backhands it ahead to Fernand almost had it taken away. Now here's Brady Friedman, right wing side of the Hendersonville zone. Puck goes to the inboards. Friedman battling with Merrick Mott. Almeida comes up with it. Passes up the far side to Rose. Rose out at center. Back into the Ravenwood zone. Rose, high slot, a shot off of Timo Holland into the netting above the glass. 8:13 left in regulation. Still 6-2 Hendersonville. I have neglected to inform you, Gideon Drobnik is suspended for this game. He got called for 4 penalties in the opening round game against Franklin last week, so that's why he is suspended for tonight. First suspension all season for Hendersonville. I said in the newsletter it couldn't have come at a worse time, but heck, they're up by 4 with just over 8 minutes left in regulation. Draw to the left of McKenzie, won by Ravenwood, and cleared down ice into the Hendersonville zone. Dickens gets to it, tries to clear, and it does just go over the blue line and out. Brian Wilkinson now, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Lost the puck as Timo Holland went zipping past him trying to steal it. It's still inside the Ravenwood end. Oliver Lutz trying to clear, held into the left point. Merrick Mott. Mott taking a shot, knocked down by the blocker of McKenzie. Rebound. Oh, she lays out. Falls back to knock away a rebound try from Wilkinson. Puck out at center. Dumped back in by Hendersonville. Puck back in the Hendersonville end on the far side. Timo Holland at the left point. Taking a shot. Deflected off a stick over the net. Puck on the near side. And Hendersonville bring it out. Alex Williams Dumps it deep in the Ravenwood zone. Holland gets to it. He's in the near side. Carries it out to center. Back into the Hendersonville zone on the right wing. Takes a shot, stopped by Rumbaugh. Took a shot from the bottom of the right circle. Rumbaugh made the save. Here's Robert Longer, bottom of the right circle, going to the front of the net. His shot stopped and covered up by Rumbaugh. The most recent Ravenwood goal was that goal from Longer near the end of the first. Took a shot from the blue line. It leaked through Rumbaugh and in. He's not letting that one leak through this. He's not letting that one leak through on this occasion. 6:32 left in regulation. Still 6-2 Hendersonville. Draw is to the left of Rumbaugh. Won by Hendersonville. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. Far side. Almeida. Now he's going to move towards the near side. Stopped behind his own net. Lost the puck. Put in front. A shot stopped by Rumbaugh on Aryan Patnaik. Puck backhanded around to the near side by Brandon Flugel. Ravenwood trying to get it in front again. Hendersonville up. Carlance didn't know where it was. It was behind him. Here's a shot from Ryan Spivey. Right circle turned away by Rumbaugh. They try and clear again, and unable to hold it into the right point. This time was Maltese. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone. Spivey sending it to the far side at center. Landon Croft is going to get there, bring it back into the Ravenwood zone on the right wing. Croft, shot in the top of the right circle, blocked. Puck in front, score, Sisco! Croft's shot was blocked. It settled right in the slot between the circles, and Sisco fires it into the back of the net. And I believe that's a hat trick goal for him, and it is 7-2 Hendersonville with 5:37 to go in regulation. And that's probably it at this point. Yep, that's a hat trick for Sisco. Puck ends up out of play on the near side right off the draw. Draw's going to be on the dot in front of the Hendersonville bench. Won by Ravenwood. Timo Holland dumps it into the Hendersonville zone. Unless Ravenwood have something cooking, the regular season champs are about to go out. It's about to be an historic defeat. Hendersonville with some of their young guys out there, including Cade Garrett, who is their third-string goalie. Only got one start in the regular season, that game against Brentwood back in November. Then Hendersonville won 7-5. November 10th was the date of that game. It's the only time they even dressed Garrett to be a goalie. Hendersonville tried to clear, held in by Holland at the blue line. Holland moves to the right circle. Around the back of the net. Drops it to the end boards. Here's Brady Friedman. Pass across. Fernando, what a stop! What a stop by Rumbaugh. Laid out, made the stop on Fernando on the left-hand side of the net, and he covers. 4:42 to go in regulation, 7-2 Hendersonville. Draw to the left of Rumbaugh. Surprised James Gately hasn't just pulled McKenzie and said, heck with it. We're down by 5, why not? Puck out at center. Holland. Now Ian Murray. Dumping it back into the Hendersonville zone. Ravenwood about to lose a lot of talent. Quite a bit, but not. I wouldn't say it's alarming though. Puck behind the net, Holland. Knocked off his stick as he tried to come out in front. Nicholas Hoffman sending it around the far boards and out. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone. It's going to slow way down. So no icing, picked up by Lucas O'Leary. Brings it back into the Hendersonville zone. Took a hit from Tyler Ellis. Puck on the far side. Commandos with it again, now on the near side. Banked hard off the near boards and out. And this will go past the Ravenwood net for an icing. 3:31 to go in regulation. 7-2 Hendersonville. Draw to the left of Rumbaugh. One by Ravenwood. Kaiser shot in the left point, off a stick and into the netting above the glass. Draw is going to be to Rumbaugh's right this time. Ravenwood bench, a lot of heads down. There's still enough time, but Hendersonville just playing so well. And they get the puck out to center. Taken back by Caden Kaiser, now Jake Farrell. Bringing it back into the Hendersonville zone. Gets off a shot from the bottom of the left circle, turned away by Rumbaugh. And Tyler Ellis with it at center. No correction, it's Alex Williams. Now here's Sullivan Hyatt, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Goes into the left wing corner. Puck taken away by Anthony Maltese. Here's Grady Fernan. Back into the Hendersonville zone, passing to the left wing side, Brady Friedman. Friedman at the end boards. Trying to get it out in front, held in top of the right circle, and Maltese's shot misses the net to the right of Rumbaugh. And a giveaway, and Hendersonville will bring it out to center. Christian Dickens, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone, drops it back. Carlance, right circle, top of the right circle, shot stopped by McKenzie. Puck cleared to center, but right to Sisco. Sisco brings it back into the Ravenwood zone. Shot in the high slot, turned away by McKenzie with a blocker. Here's Farrell. Passing it up the far side. It's going to go for an icing. Minute 43 left in regulation. 7-2 Hendersonville. We are about to see GNASH history. The earliest ever exit for a GNASH Cup regular season champion. Now Juliet have gotten within 5-3 of JP2 over on Rink B. Again, that's the final game in the first round of the Hein Cup. Draw to the left of McKenzie. Here's Carlance. Is Hendersonville win the draw? Carlance to the net. A shot. Missed the net. McKenzie may have gotten a piece of it. Lucas O'Leary backhanding the puck around the boards to the far side. Trey James will keep it in. No, he did not. Oliver Lutz got there and smacked it out. James made no attempt to try and send it to the front of the net. He just controlled it, and Lutz said, nah, get it out of here. There's Timo Holland back in the Hendersonville zone on the right wing side. Holland taking a shot, missed the net to the left of Rumbaugh. Oliver Lutz shooting it past the net to Rumbaugh's left from the left point. Holland holding it in. Last minute of this one. Here's Carlance out at center. Matthew Almeida. Ravenwood zone, left wing side. Almeida shot. Oh! He hit the bar. That close to his own hat trick. Here's Landon Croft, high slot. Trying to go to the front of the net. Puck's loose. Brady Friedman picks it up. He'll carry it to center. Back into the Hendersonville zone to the net. A shot, score. He gets to the front of the net and backhands it in. One more goal for the road as he brings his GNASH career to an end. And it's 7-3 Hendersonville with 34.9 seconds left. .30 seconds left. Here's Friedman. Takes a hit on the near side boards. Puck in the Hendersonville zone. Maltese. Passing it up to the blue line, Holland. playing his final GNASH shift. Holland over to Maltese, one-timer, turned away by Rumbaugh with a right leg pad. Farrell at the inboards in his last shift. Can't hang on to the puck. It's an historic defeat. The earliest ever exit for the GNASH Cup regular season champions. Hendersonville survive, and Ravenwood are out. 7-3 the final. For the first time ever, the GNASH Cup winners are knocked out without winning a game. It's never happened in any type of bracket format. Not single, not double. Hendersonville's dominant first period is the difference. And Ravenwood's season is over. And it is crazy to think that it's over. These, like I said in the newsletter, if before the tournament you asked me to rank the teams based on most likely to win this tournament, I would have said these two at the very top. And now one of them's going home, and it's the 1 seed. That is just incredible. That is just amazing. No Keaton Moffitt, but I don't know how much that mattered. As Ravenwood skate over to the students who were cheering loudly for him all night to salute him. The most astonishing playoff result in GNASH history. It has to be. The regular season champs are the first team. They're the first team in the whole league to finish the season. The first team in the whole league. They were number 1 in the regular season, and now they're the first team kicked out of the postseason. That is, my God. My God. Wow. I never would have imagined in a million years. If you told me last week that Ravenwood would be the first team out, I would have called the nut house and told them to take you and put you in a straitjacket. Wow. I am astonished. Just really. If you'd asked me to pick if I tell you what, when last season ended, and especially after the way that Ensworth, Nolensville breaking away from the partnership between they and Ensworth and Lipscomb, I would have thought Ravenwood would have won the Preds Cup this year. I would have thought they would have won it. I thought they would get over the hump with with Nolensville and Ensworth being broken up. Nope. They're the first team out. They're the first team out. No Keaton Moffitt, and that probably did make a difference, but Hendersonville were up 2-0 in the first 45 seconds of the game. Ravenwood gave up 7 goals in both their playoff games. They got outscored 14-7. They gave up double the number of goals they scored. So Hendersonville will play the Page-Nolensville loser on February 18th in a loser's bracket quarterfinal. The goal scorers in this one for Ravenwood, Kenan Kaiser, Robert Longard, and Brady Friedman. For Hendersonville, a hat trick for Caden Sisco, 2 goals for Matthew Almeida. He was so close to a hat trick at the end, rang one off the bar. Merrick Mott and Caleb Carlance had the other goals. Player of the game is going to be Sisco with his hat trick, Caden Sisco with his hat trick. As Hendersonville win this one 7-3. Let me see if I can pull up the NBA broadcast, see what's going on there with the try and pull up the Big Red broadcast there on Sports Engine. Just, my God, I really cannot believe. All right, okay, they do have that game going. And I got an ad. Great. Great. NBA beat Ensworth 7-3 back on September 29th. Oh, wow. It's now 5-4 over on Rink B between Mount Juliet and JP2. Again, that's the last game in the first round of the High Cup. Winner of that game plays Father Ryan on Thursday night in the first winner's bracket semi. And again, the loser has to turn around and play the Rampage tomorrow night in an elimination game. And hopefully the camera will turn to the board. I can't read that. Is it say 3-2? Is it 3-2 Ensworth? I wonder if I can pull it up here on the laptop. I had to pull it up on my. Can't really read it from here. Not getting any audio from the broadcast, though. All right, here we go. Again, if NBA lose that game, that means the top 2 seeds are out. The winner of that game would play the Station Camp Franklin loser on February 18th. And wow, they've already scheduled a lacrosse broadcast for April. Jeez. That's some planning, guys. That's some planning. Man, is there any? No, man, those guys have no luck with audio or any type of broadcasting at Bellevue. They have no luck. All right. I don't want to hold you too long. So here is the rest of the schedule for the playoffs this week. Tomorrow night at 8:30 on the North Ring in Antioch, the first elimination game in the Hein Cup, the Mount Juliet JP2 loser taking on the Rampage. Wednesday, all 3 games here at Centennial. The Preds Cup winners bracket semi, 7:10 here on Rink A. Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian taking on Franklin. 8:30 over on Rink B. The second game in the first round of the losers bracket for the Hein Cup, it'll be Brentwood against Clarksville. And then at 8:45 here on Rink A, the other Preds Cup winners bracket semi. Yeah, it sure looks like it says 3-2. Ensworth. I've got to go full screen here just to see. And the puck leaves the zone right as I get to that. Yeah, the other Preds Cup winners bracket semi between Nolensville and Page. Yeah, it's 3-2 Ensworth in the third, early in the third. Wow. Yeah, the other Preds Cup winners bracket semi between Nolensville and Page. And then on Thursday night, the first Hein Cup winners bracket semi, 8:45 in the North Ring in Antioch, the Mount Juliet JP2 winner taking on Father Ryan. On Wednesday, we'll be doing those 2 Preds Cup winners bracket semis. 7:05 p.m. pregame for a 7:10 face-off between Station Camp and Franklin. And then an 8:40 pregame for 5 face-off between, oh, wow. NBA just tied it up. Crashed the net and tied it up. I think it's Trace Graham. Anyway, 8:40 pregame for an 8:45 face-off between Nolensville and Page. And then Thursday night, 8:45 pregame for an 8:45 face-off between the Mount Juliet JP2 winner and Father Ryan. All right, before we get off air, I want to send a couple of shout-outs to Doctors Marty and Ron Ellis, Ron and Marty Ellis, the grandparents of Tyler Ellis, and to Mike and Stacy Gower, the parents of Colin Gower. They purchased our package of perks. They get their name listed in the GNASH newsletter, which is published almost daily. They're getting this on-air shout-out for any and all Hendersonville and Hendersonville and Ravenwood games I broadcast. And I don't think Mike will want this, but they're getting any and all Hendersonville and Ravenwood games I broadcast as downloadable MP3s. We're selling playoff-only merch memberships at our buymeacoffee.com page. It's buymeacoffee.com/Mid10 Sportsnet, MIDTNSBR TSNET. $7.50 if you just want your name listed in the newsletter for the playoffs. $15 for the package of perks. Again, that's having your name listed in the newsletter. On-air shout-outs for any and all games I do of the team that you support, and downloadable MP3s of any and all games I do of the team that you support. Again, that's buymeacoffee.com, buymeacoffee.com/Mid10 Sportsnet, MIDTNSBR TSNET, and type in either $7.50 or $15 in that box that says Support Middle Tennessee Sports Network at the top of the screen. All right. Wow. What a night. What an historic night. The GNASH Cup winners, their season is over. Hendersonville-Beech-Lawson are moving on in the Preds Cup as they defeat Ravenwood 7-3. I'm Michael Hackney. Thank you all so much for listening. Good night, everybody, from Centennial. Talk to you again on Wednesday for the winners bracket semifinals in the Predators Cup. Good night from Centennial.